Hey, thank you for coming out tonight. What do you think is the most important aspect of an Acts retreat? I'd say it's relationships. I mean, think about it. Probably the reason that most of you are sitting here tonight is because of the relationships you developed when you were out on your Acts retreat. You know, we can have a great metanoia experience on the Acts retreat, but if we don't have those relationships, that metanoia experience isn't going to be sustained. It's sustained through the relationships. And it's not just any kind of relationship, it's a Christ-centered relationship. So for everyone on the retreat team, the most important thing you can do is to develop those Christ-centered relationships. And that's what this training tonight is about. It's about developing those Christ-centered relationships, things we can do to develop them. Pope Francis calls developing these Christ-centered relationships accompaniment. Accompaniment. That's one of Pope Francis's favorite terms. He says that the church will have to initiate everyone, priest, religious, and laity, into this art of accompaniment. He says this art of accompaniment teaches us to remove our sandals before the sacred ground of the other. So, what is accompaniment? Accompaniment is intentionally bringing Jesus Christ into our conversations. You know, as Catholics, most of us aren't very comfortable talking about Jesus Christ and how he's working in our lives. Our Protestant brothers and sisters are much more comfortable about it. They particularly know that one moment when Christ worked on them where they were saved. But we need to understand those experiences when Christ has been involved in our life, when he's been there for us. And we need to be able to talk about those. We need to encourage others to talk about them, both where Christ has been with us in the past and where Christ is with us right here, right now. It's important for all of you, but especially for the table facilitators, to help the retreat and see and talk about how Jesus Christ has been working in their lives. So there are 3 steps to the art of accompaniment. The first step is to just simply listen, to listen to their stories and to recognize those key struggles that they faced in the past that they're facing now. And the second step is to help them to interpret those stories, to see how God is working in their lives, to see that God really is there in the midst of their struggles, to see how acts, adoration, community, theology, service has helped them in their struggles, and how it's helping them now in the struggles that they're facing. And then the third step is to challenge them, to ask them simply, so where do you think God is leading you? How do you think that adoration, community, theology, and service can help you in your struggles? To challenge them to participate in adoration and prayer, and community, being part of this community, and theology and studying their faith, and getting out and doing service. It is in those ways that we can overcome the struggles we face in life as we invite God to be part of those struggles, as we invite God into our life and develop a deeper relationship with Jesus Christ. So accompaniment can take many forms. It can be very informal or very formal. On the informal side, it's just walking up and talking to someone, maybe after Mass, and just asking them how they're doing and helping them to see how Jesus Christ is working in their lives, and challenging them to where God is calling them and what God is calling them to do. Or it could be maybe a little more informal, where you invite them out for a cup of coffee and talk about those things, or very formal, like a meeting with a spiritual director. The accompaniment can also be one-on-one, or it can be in community, in a small group, a small community. One-on-one, this is where the prayer partners come in. Your prayer partners are not just to pray for them before the retreat, but you have responsibilities during the retreat and after the retreat to accompany these men, to develop that personal relationship with them, that Christ-centered relationship with them, so that you can accompany with them. And then to invite them out for that cup of coffee, to just go up and talk to them after Mass. The table facilitators, you're the ones primarily responsible for developing that communal accompaniment at the retreat, for bringing your table together so that they really are a small community, helping one another and being there for one another, accompanying one another, talking about where Christ is working in their lives, and that they'll have some desire to continue, right, to meet as a group, to reach out to their brothers that were at the table with them, and to accompany each other as they go forward here in this communal style, as a small group, as a small, maybe informal community or a more formal community, getting involved with something like That Man Is You, like the Watchmen, or some other program to continue to share their faith in community. Well, I hope in this training tonight you'll have some opportunities to talk about and learn a little bit about how you can help out in developing that communal accompaniment, getting them in to feel like a community. Each of the tables, a small community, the retreat group as a whole being a community, and that they want to accompany each other and be there with each other, that you can learn about how you can reach out to help with one-on-one accompaniment, right? Reaching out to certainly your prayer partner, reaching out to the other men on the retreat, and accompanying them, helping them along in their spiritual journey, helping them to see where Christ is working in their life, to recognize Christ there in the midst of their struggles, and to challenge them, right? To see what God is asking of them and where God wants them to go, to come together in this accompaniment, accompanying one another as we go forth and make disciples. Hey guys, thank you for coming again tonight. We'll talk to you soon.